Hi guys, Bharat here. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 easy programming languages that you can pick up in 2019. I've been going around seeing a lot of YouTubers and bloggers talking about programming languages that you have to learn in 2019. The problem with all these languages that you're talking about are these are very old, very difficult to learn. They've got a very long learning curve. It's been on for a lot of time, and the point they're missing is it's again repeated. This blogger says something, the other blogger takes it up, reduces one language, puts in another, and compiles his own list. This has been going on not just this year, it's been going on for a long time. I thought of making this video in order to talk to you guys about 5 important languages. Those are also futuristic, that can stand time, and can also be easily learned. Let's begin. Alright guys, before continuing on to see the rest of the video, we're going to be talking about 3 important things that I've considered before making this video. The first one being how easy is the language is going to be for you to learn. The first, it should not take you a long time to learn. For example, C Sharp, Scala, Ruby, all of these languages are very difficult to learn, meaning it is not easy for the beginners to learn. So it's going to take you 6 months to learn, another 6 months to practice, and by the time another new language would have come into market. The second thing that we're going to talk about is upcoming popularity. The list does not only have languages that have withstood time, but there are also languages that have been recently released in less than 2 to 3 years time. So why I have included these languages are that it is very important to jump into the market when the language is at the very early stage. There are futuristic approaches, there are futuristic growth patterns that these languages are aimed at, and it is very important as a developer to actually grab these opportunities. The third thing that we're going to talk about is how easy and how much efficient is the language withstood the time. So for example, the programming languages Python and Java have been there for a very long time. Programming languages C and C++ have been there from the beginning of programming. So how efficient are these languages in withstanding time? I also added important bonus data at the end of this video. Do not forget to check that out. Starting with the fifth important language, I have got JavaScript. JavaScript is very important because it's been ruling the web circuit for a very long time. It's been there for more than 15 years. It's evolved into a very important programming language, not only in terms of web but also in terms of server technology. JavaScript has been there for a very long time and also is easy to learn. You can do that, you can easily learn the language in less than a month's time. Also, JavaScript does not only have a like I said, this does not going to help you in learning the web architecture. There are other languages that are dependent or have the same syntax as JavaScript, more likely like the Node.js. Node.js is a very important upcoming server architecture language that has actually caught the imagination of every programmer. It is simple, single-threaded programming language. It can easily create your web server and in less than very less time. It is going to own a very important part in the programming circuit. If you see the graph, it's always going like this. It's been climbing for a very long time, even though you can argue that it's going to stop at some point, but the graph is still looking to grow for another 5 years. So if you start learning Node.js today, you can be a very good Node.js developer at the end of this year. So within a short span of 8 months, you can land a job that is very good. It's going to be very important in terms of web server architecture. The fourth language that we're going to talk about is going to be in the circuit of mobile application development. As you know, I've been talking about Flutter development for a very long time. It's been 4 months that I've been posting about Flutter. This Flutter just launched very recently meaning in February of 2018 it launched, and in December of 2018 the beta 1 released. So the Flutter application development is heavily dependent on Dart programming language, and this Dart programming language is just got the imagination of the mobile application developer. Does not require a native approach. You can actually do not have no Android and Swift to develop applications in both Android and iOS devices. One language is enough, and you can actually grow from a very simple naive application developer to a very strong application developer. The Flutter, I would say, would take anywhere from 1 to 2 months of basic learning, and also another 3 to 4 months of continuous practice to actually become a good developer in terms of Flutter. The Flutter graph is just beginning to grow. Like I said, if you are going to learn Flutter and Dart today, it's going to be very important, as you would have already become a very experienced programmer by the time this language picks up. Also, this is heavily backed up by Google. As you're going to see in the list, there's another language that is going to be backed up by Google, and it's got a very huge graph, and similarly Flutter is also expected to grow that way. The third language that I'm going to talk about is R programming language. R programming language is slightly different from the list of programming language that you have been seeing a lot in from other developers and other programmers. R programming is a different genre of programming because I've included that in my list because I'm pretty sure there are some data miners or some computational researchers who are looking forward to learn something very simple to learn. Matlab has been there for a very long time. R programming came as a simple to offer application programming language where you can build simple models for doing complex computations. It is in the sphere of data mining, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, not just directly to that, but also some in terms of building models. R programming is a very easy to learn language in terms of learning the basics. You can develop models in very less time also. In terms of ease of learning, it's going to take anywhere from 2 to 3 months to learn, and also you can develop models in, if you want to become a very good programmer in R, it's going to take quite a lot of effort to put. But R programming is, like I said, it's a different genre. If you are interested in computational researches, you can actually pick this language up. The second important language in my list is going to be the Golang. So Golang was created as a application development language, platform application development language by the Google. So Google created it as something on top of, like, similar to C and C++, because C++ are not in my list. That is mainly because it's a very low level application programming language. It's very difficult to learn. It's got a lot of low level concepts that you need to learn in order to pick up, and that's why I've not included it in my list. So Golang was created. It was created exactly 9.5 years ago. It's going to turn 10 years old in another 6 months of time. So programming in terms of more like developing application for a Ubuntu or platform, or developing application for a Windows platform, or it was actually primarily created as a application development language for Google's Chromebook. So Chromebook was the initial target audience for Golang. In terms of learning Golang, it's going to take anywhere from 2 to 3 months. If you are familiar with C and C++, it's going to be a piece of cake to learn this language. Once you learn, this has been picking up for a very long time. It's peaked at right time. I think it took more than 9 years to pick up, and it's the right time that you want to jump into this language, because there is going to be a lot of Chrome related stuff, Google related stuff coming up in the coming years, and you are going to be a very important piece of resource for Google. Alright guys, my number one programming language to pick up in 2019 is nothing but the Python programming language. Python has been there for a very long time in the IT development sphere. It's touched almost every ecosystem you can touch. It's come into web application, it's come into server architecture, it's touched game programming, it has touched mobile application, what not. Python is my very favorite language to learn. I've been fortunate enough to learn few other languages that I've actually listed down in the list. This has come from personal experience only, and I've figured out that Python is a very simple language to learn for a beginner. The Python is a very strong, got a very strong ecosystem in terms of programmers as well. So you got a lot of code examples, you got a lot of people to help you out if you have a Python programming problem. So Python is my number one programming language for a beginner. In terms of ease of learning, you can pick up the basics in less than 2 months of time. To be very honest with you, when I first jumped into programming, I jumped from Javascript, and I could pick up Python programming in less than 20 days. That is because I had learned the basics I could understand the basics very easily. You can actually land the dream job you want in terms of if you are very strong in Python programming. That's my top 5 programming languages that you can pick up in 2019, and that's got a very long shelf life as well. The one more bonus language that I talked to you guys about is the React.js programming language. React.js is Facebook's answer for Google. So if Facebook is actually owning the web application sphere in terms of Facebook, Instagram, and also WhatsApp are coming into Facebook's bracket. So you got a very strong web application development company in Facebook, and the React.js is its answer to develop these simple web applications very fast. React.js was released around 6 to 7 years ago, and it's beginning to pick up. So a lot of people have found React.js reliable, and they're also picking React.js. So if you are looking to learn React.js, you can learn it from anywhere from 3 to 4 months of time. If you have some experience in terms of JavaScript, I think it might help you, but it's not the similar syntax. It is completely different. But if you've got a basic programming experience, or if you got a basic knowledge of how the web application or web server works, you can actually pick up React.js in no time. You actually seen the top 5 programming languages along with one bonus programming languages that I talked to you guys about. But it's also important to learn that this is not only about a 2 to 3 months of learning curve that I've been talking to you guys about. It is also more than that. Once you learn the basics, it is important that you pick these basics up and start building real-time applications. So once you do that, it is going to be important that you find your niche programming language. For example, I started with JavaScript. I was fortunate enough to learn Java. I was fortunate enough to learn R programming. Then I finally landed on Python programming. To be honest, it took me more than 4.5 to 5 years to actually land into programming language that I feel very comfortable about. So it is going to take a long time. It is because that I was very keen enough to learn the basics of any programming language. So once you do that and you start developing real-time applications from there, it's going to be very simple to pick that programming language. Alright guys, that's it from me. If you like this video, do not forget to hit the like button. And if you got any doubts, you can put that in the comment section below. And I'm always available in the social networking platforms that are coming up right down below, and you can ping me anytime on that. Like this channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can get instant notifications from me. I'll be posting, I don't know my posting cycle. That's it from me guys, have a good day. I don't know my posting cycle. Have a good day guys, see you in the next video. Peace out.